Okay. Hi.
Fucker. On October 1st, 2022, at the summit of Futago in Japan, a climber went through what would become one of the most haunting moments of his life. Right on the edge between life and death, he was shouting and trying to scare it off, his instincts kicking in as he reacted in a split-second survival situation that lasted only a few seconds, but was enough to change everything. Fortunately, those reactions seemed to work. The bear eventually hesitated, then backed off and retreated into the forest above. Looking back at the footage, it appears the bear was acting defensively, likely protecting its cub. It's very possible he had unknowingly entered its territory, and what followed was a brief, intense exchange. One that turned an ordinary hike into a life-or-death encounter between a human and the wild. 4. In March 2019, in Gila National Forest, a man was walking along a small creek near Highway 15 when he suddenly heard several loud bangs echo through the forest. Just seconds later, the real nightmare began. From the cliff on his left, a piercing scream tore through the silence. Almost instantly, another scream answered back from the right. They weren't random. It sounded like something was communicating. Every survival instinct in his body kicked in. Run, now. Gila, land once considered sacred by ancient native tribes, suddenly felt like something else entirely. In the shadows of its canyons, there are whispers of skinwalkers, beings said to mimic human voices, even cries for help, to lure curious travelers deeper into the dark, places where there's no way back. Luckily, the man made it out, but those sounds still haunt millions who've watched the footage. To this day, there's no clear explanation for those dual screams echoing through the canyon. Was it just an unknown wild animal? Or something watching from the darkness, waiting for the next lone traveler to wander just a little too far? Greg, Nick, and Ted are outdoor content creators focused on hunting and survival, often heading deep into remote forests to document their hunts and test real-world tactics. They're used to the silence of the backcountry, used to going hours without seeing another person, and used to that feeling of being completely alone in the vastness of nature. But the deeper you go, the thinner the line becomes between the natural and the unexplainable. On October 7th, 2022, in an isolated forest in Missouri, Nick and Ted hiked about 1.5 miles into public land, completely off-trail and far from any residential areas. They found a perfect spot with fresh deer signs below, then climbed into a tree stand, waiting for that golden hour moment around 6:45 in the evening. At first, everything went according to plan, until the forest became unnaturally quiet. And then, They heard something that made that afternoon hunt unlike anything they had ever experienced. What happened next turned a peaceful evening into something straight out of a horror film. Right before the final shot, there was a sound, like an engine revving over gravel.
He's screaming at the absolute top of their lungs over there.
Very not good obscenities to someone else. Right before that last gunshot, it sounded like a truck revving up or something, like in gravel, throwing gravel or something.
Yeah.
And then that gunshot was like, that one sounded like a rifle. That last one, the other one sounded like a handgun. That last one, like,
Imagine this. You're sitting in a tree, deep in the woods, no phone signal, and you start hearing sounds like someone is being tortured or killed less than half a mile away. In that situation, what would you do?
Service in here, so can't call the police and tell them to go over there and see what the heck's going on, but sound like something off a dang horror movie over there. Pretty scary. Hoping nobody's...
We're gonna get on down and get on out of here.
Vehicle just pulled up right down that way somewhere. The closest road is how far?
That way?
Yeah.
800 yards.
Yeah, that ain't very far.
Not at all.
Instead of risking it, they made a safer, more rational decision. Leave their position, head back to the truck, get a signal, and contact authorities.
Yes. I've heard some stuff that I feel needs to be reported to the police department.
Okay.
I was hunting, me and a buddy were hunting, and at about 6:45, we heard gunshots, which is not uncommon. But then for 30 minutes straight or so, there was lots of screaming and just people, obscenities, and it sounded like something really bad was going on over there. And there was 20 or more gunshots ended up happening. And then I could hear vehicles taking off and coming to a halt. And we didn't know what to do, and we had no service. So we're trying to report and see if anything had been reported about there.
After the incident, law enforcement and park rangers searched the area. The result, nothing. No trace, no victim, no suspect. The forest returned to its usual stillness, as if nothing had ever happened. But for Nick and Ted, that silence no longer felt the same. Was it a gang-related execution? A horrific incident that was somehow covered up? Or something even darker, hiding within public forests we still believe are safe? The answer remains somewhere beneath those trees, where that final shot marked the end of a day they would never forget. Stay aware of your surroundings, because sometimes you're not the only one hunting in the woods. In October 2020, in Illinois, hunter Mark Ellison was checking a trail camera in the woods behind his property, never expecting to see something he'd never forget. In the footage, a buck steps out into the quiet forest. It moves slowly, calmly, until the camera zooms in. The deer has a severe injury across its back and upper body. A large portion of tissue appears deeply damaged, exposing what looks like internal structure. And yet, it keeps walking, as if it isn't even aware of the wound. Mark later said that just about a month earlier, that same deer had appeared on camera in completely normal condition. No one in the area had reported anything unusual in that time. So the biggest question remains, what could have happened in such a short span? Some believe the deer may have collided with farm equipment from a nearby property. Others suggest it could have survived an attack by a predator or gotten caught in a trap that went unnoticed. But no solid evidence was ever found. When the footage was shared, many biologists and wildlife experts expressed serious doubt about the animal's chances of survival. With injuries that severe, a deer would normally succumb quickly due to blood loss, infection, or exhaustion. And yet, the camera shows something else entirely. The deer continues moving through the forest, as if it's pushing past the limits of what should be biologically possible. According to later updates from Mark Ellison, the deer stopped appearing on camera not long after. The last signs suggest it may have died somewhere deeper in the woods, leaving behind no further trace. No official conclusion, no clear explanation, just a short piece of footage capturing a lone creature walking the thin line between life and death, before disappearing completely into the forests of Illinois. What started as a simple bike ride for a couple through a quiet forest quickly turned into something they would never forget. Along a deserted trail, they heard a strange sound, something like a fox call, but deeper, heavier, like it came from something far larger than any animal known in the area. The man immediately scanned the surroundings, watching the tree line, making sure nothing dangerous was nearby. But then, in the distance, between the trees, he spotted a dark figure moving. And in that moment, nothing made sense anymore. He later said he believed he might have seen Bigfoot, a creature many describe, but no one has ever proven. But what about you? Would you trust your eyes or assume it was something else? What started as a peaceful morning in a remote mountain forest quickly turned into something far more intense. Adam, a survival enthusiast, decided to drive deep into a newly opened logging road, stretching for miles with no sign of human presence. The goal was simple: explore untouched land. He came prepared: topographic maps, a compass, food supplies, and a firearm for safety. But just a few hours later, his role in that forest changed. From explorer to something being watched and hunted.
Okay, I don't know if you can see, hold on. You can see this bottom corner is kind of where I started. I don't know if this is going to focus, but there's higher elevation that goes through here. I was going to do a loop, avoid this swamp, and come up back and try to catch these higher elevation spots here. So I was going to do a loop and come back to the logging trail, which is just here where I'm parked. Anyway, right now I am over here somewhere. I'm off the map, so I'm going to have to get back into my... I do have a compass, so if worse comes to worse, I'll just head in the direction of that logging road and we'll take that road. Sorry, battery died there. So I do have another
As he prepared to leave, realizing he had gone beyond the mapped area, Adam started hearing strange sounds in the woods. At first, he brushed it off as wind, but the moment he turned around, a bear was standing right behind him, extremely close enough to feel like it had already made its decision.
Motherfucker. Jeez. Yeah. Fucking hey, Jesus. Fucking. Fucker. Go, get! Fuck.
In a split-second panic, Adam fired several warning shots. Luckily, it worked. The bear backed off and disappeared into the forest. Adam walked away with only minor scratches on his arm, but it could have ended very differently if the bear had closed that distance. After the encounter, he didn't hesitate. He left the area immediately. Experiences like this are a reminder. When you go deep into the wild, preparation isn't optional. You never know when you might come face to face with a dangerous animal. And in moments like that, your ability to protect yourself can be the difference between life and death. Gary and Amika, a father-daughter duo from Scotland, are known for their calm, wholesome camper van journeys across Europe. Their videos usually capture simple, peaceful moments in nature. But this time, the footage took a very different turn. Posted on March 2nd, 2023, the video shows them exploring an area near a beach in northern Scotland, where a small, forgotten forest sits tucked away in the wild. At first, everything feels familiar, quiet, cold, peaceful. But the deeper they go, the more that feeling starts to shift.
Look at how scary that is. Put the torch on. Whoa.
Look at that one. That one's got red and black hair.
That is weird, isn't it? Look at them, they're everywhere.
Eek.
Here's even one on the ladders.
Oh, there's someone lying on the ground. Without
Falling
any
over. Look at the one on the ladders, going up the tree.
Where? Oh, yeah. That's
What about the washing line over there to the left? Yeah, there. Keep it there.
In front of them appears something almost surreal. Mannequins, scattered throughout what looks like an abandoned campsite. Strange drawings placed deliberately among them. Some hang from old ladders, others lie motionless on the damp ground. A few are positioned up in the trees, as if they're watching.
What's the sign say?
Which sign?
There.
That's there.
Stop.
The
The second best exotic COVID hotel. And the old car as well. So that is probably the weirdest thing I've ever seen in some woods. What do you reckon?
Yeah.
There's still a bit more, look. Keep going down. I saw it. You see it? Go back again. What was it?
It was a blue tit.
Was it? Is that a blue tit's house?
Yes.
Can you touch? It's a bird's nest.
Is it?
What makes it truly disturbing isn't any single detail, it's the way everything is arranged. Intentional, like someone spent time building this place, turning it into something eerie, then leaving it behind in complete silence. The only question left is, who put this all together and why? Things take another turn when a truck suddenly approaches at high speed.
And it's quite cool to look at. Right, this is where we paid to get in down here. Here, take this.
They're chasing each other. Yeah, swap.
Swap. Like I said, that was the weirdest thing I think I've ever seen. Right then,
Yeah, it really
let's get out of here.
was
I
weird.
think that car is coming down here.
Luckily, nothing escalates. They stay calm and manage to leave safely. But just imagine this. How would you feel if you stumbled across a place like that, deep in the woods? Dee, a fearless explorer, finds herself standing at what she calls a dead zone, a stretch of road where at least 12 unexplained crashes have happened over the past 3 years. Her goal was simple at first: figure out what caused drivers to lose control and slam into a local storage bunker. But what she's about to face doesn't seem to belong to this world. She sets up her gear along the roadside, pointing straight toward a cornfield and the tree line beyond. Lights, cameras, and a plan. Wait, observe, and see what shows up.
I can't keep the footage. Just stay, it keeps knocking my stuff out. I threw my leftover chicken bones right through there. I just tossed. I should have put it on camera. I've been out here now. I've done like 6 intros and hung around and all that stuff. Then I started hearing clicking. I was whistling, ringing my bell. I don't know if you guys can see that tower. That's the tower I was pointing out. Those are the woods we went in, okay?
To increase her chances, she even tosses a few chicken wings and some fries into the field, as if whatever's out there might be hungry.
I had 6 wings and some french fries and I just threw them in there. Clicking.
As she watches the field, something suddenly launches out of the darkness, straight toward her.
I don't see nothing, guys. Either these things blend, because it's right. I can't do this. I need to go get in the car. I gotta get in the car.
Looking closely at the footage, you can clearly see an orange object flying through the air, shaped almost exactly like the chicken piece she had just thrown, as if something out there threw it back. But it doesn't stop there.
I guess I was annoying it. Okay, what's kicking that dust up? It's coming over here. No! I don't see any eye shine. There it is, guys. What was that? What was that shadow? There was something that, like, I don't know, if rewind that. Well, see how fast people run through here? And if these things are running through, my light's not doing right. Stop it. They're running through like that. Where are you? Ew. Huh? Oh my god. Okay, we're not gonna panic. Oh, it's screeching. There's more coming. Oh shit.
Dee realizes she's not dealing with just one presence. There could be multiple surrounding her. She tries to stay calm, but in response, something heavy gets thrown directly at her.
Hi. Hello. Okay. It's got hands. It's got hands. Oh, that smell. Oh, God.
Then comes the smell, strong, rotten, overwhelming. Shadows moving, and a figure standing in the dark, taller than her, human-shaped, but not quite human.
Okay, that was an orb. There's another orb. Guys, you saw what the dust... There's another orb. There's no bugs. You guys saw what the dust looks like. Oh! Okay! What is that? What is that? Was that black? A minute ago. Ah! What? No? Okay. Hi! Ah! Oh my god, dude. Hi. All right. Hello. Ah. Hey. Okay.
moment is enough. She decides to leave immediately. Honestly, if it were me, I probably would have left much earlier. Dee makes it out safely, but the footage she captured leaves behind something deeply unsettling. Evidence that something may still be lurking out there in the dark. So what about those 12 crashes? Were they just accidents? Or something more deliberate? Something hunting from within that cornfield? Let me know what you think down in the comments. In a remote forest in the mountains of France, a man found himself stuck alone in his camper van while waiting for his broken fridge to be repaired. What started as a quiet, uneventful delay quickly turned into something deeply unsettling.
There's the gargling noise. Always making some weird noises. It didn't say how long to leave it. Just until the gargling stops. Right. Now I'm sure with house fridges you're supposed to... Right, so I'm pretty sure with a house fridge, if you move it, you're supposed to leave it like 12 or 24 hours to settle, for the gas to settle. Now I've just flipped it upside down and back again, so I'm going to give it the full 24 hours, I think, to... What are you looking at? You keep freaking me out, dog. There's no one over there.
In the footage, you can clearly see his growing unease. His dog keeps staring into the forest, locked onto a single direction, as if something is out there. He tries to calm himself down, saying there's no one there. But then, something stranger happens.
Okay, I'm seriously freaked out now. A minute ago I could hear like really loud moaning, like just booming across the mountains. So I've come down to where I could hear it. I got to this old well and it stopped.
The most disturbing moment comes right after. From deep within the forest, where there are no paths, no signs of human presence, a woman appears. No hair, no shoes, wearing a worn gray robe, almost like a monk.
Just from over there, there's no track or anything, it's just wood. This girl appeared, dressed like kind of like a monk, no shoes, and no hair. So I said bonjour and that, and she responded. I asked if she was okay, but she didn't respond then, she just carried on walking. So I carried on a bit and thought I better double check. Went to go and find her again. She's gone. So up that way, that's where my van is, and that goes to the road. But down where she went that way, there's nothing, and there's nothing for miles. Where did she go?
Before the man can even process what he's seeing, the figure shows itself again, then disappears back into the woods. That's enough. He decides to leave immediately, because there's nothing more unsettling than encountering someone like that, in a place where no one should be. And the question still lingers in the cold air of that forest. Was it really a person, or something else entirely? Joseph, the creator behind 5050 Fishing, is an angler from northern West Virginia. He spent most of his life chasing the perfect catch ever since he was a kid. With a deep love for adventure, he turns every trip into a raw survival-style experience, something he shares with thousands of viewers. But this time, at Cray Lake, things went in a completely different direction. The day started like any other fishing trip. Joseph and his friend Rick loaded up a canoe, wedged between two pickup trucks, and set out for what was supposed to be a relaxing getaway.
There'd be something in here at least. I'm hammering them, Rick. They're just so big, though, you know? We really should be throwing these guys on the bank. Probably should to help your pond. Or just go put them in like a public pond that needs bass really bad. You should get like a little front garden pond or something and put them in there and just feed them until they're huge and then put them back in there.
As the sun went down, Joseph decided to try his luck with night fishing, hoping to land some catfish. Rick headed back home, while Joseph stayed behind, setting up his new Bushnell pop-up tent, something he'd been excited to test. But what he didn't realize was that he wasn't the only predator out there that night.
Look at the bullhead. A bull? Yeah, I caught those before in here.
I didn't even know I had these in here.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I caught that last time. Freaking bullhead, dude.
I didn't even know I had bullheads in here.
Yeah, I caught him last time I was here too,
Yeah,
dude. He freaking choked it, man. Look at me. There he goes. Alright guys, well, I'm probably gonna head to bed. Probably gonna get up early, hit the lake again. Got my mattress pad, got the sleeping bag. This little tent's alright. This ain't bad at all. Not like crazy roomy, but it's pretty good. Could fit 2 people in here.
Was that he wasn't the only predator out there that night. The stillness of the lake was suddenly broken by a strange noise right next to his tent.
I just woke up. I heard something like a weird noise. What the hell is it? There's something else here. There's what the yeah, that sounds like a bear, like for real. Oh shit. I think it stopped, man. It like pushed my whole tent in right here. I'm about to go look. I'm gonna wait a little bit on.
When he finally worked up the courage to check outside, the bear was gone, or at least no longer in sight. Joseph quickly built the biggest fire he could, hoping the flames would keep it from coming back. Outside, the forest fell into a deep, unsettling silence. Was the bear really gone, or was it just waiting for the fire to burn out? That night at Cray Lake, Joseph realized something. The perfect catch didn't matter anymore. The only thing that did was making it to sunrise alive. On June 4th, 2024, the creator behind Welcome to the Woods UK uploaded a video documenting a solo camping trip. But what he found wasn't peace in nature. It was something far more disturbing. The forest behind the English countryside was a place he knew well, somewhere he often returned for hunting and survival practice. But this time, everything felt different after a recent storm had passed through. His original plan was simple: check his trail cameras and make sure everything was still working, until he noticed something off.
I have found some really bizarre tracks today. This boot print doesn't match my boot print. It does look fairly old, but it is very strange and it's quite big. Look at that. That's massive. My BK2 next to it.
A place that once felt familiar now felt hostile, watching. So he set up a security camera capable of live streaming back to his phone, just to keep an eye on the area, even when he wasn't there.
Right, so all good. I've got the camera. Just sitting at the base of the tree. I'm going to strap it to this part of the tree here, and I'll be able to do a 360. So hopefully, if this is someone that's coming in here poaching or just plain messing around, this camera should hopefully catch them, and it'll catch them whether they take the camera with them. I'll have footage of it on my phone, straight directly to my phone, permitting the signal's all good. I'll be able to control this from the comfort of my own settee at home. We've got a blue light on there. That's showing me that's got plenty of signal. If you don't mind now, I'm going to get out of here.
A few weeks later, he returned for a solo overnight trip, hoping to find answers. At first, everything seemed calm, but as night fell, that calm began to shift.
So we're well past 10 o'clock. Obviously it's summer months, so the birds are still having a little bit of a chirp about, but I'm absolutely shattered, so I'm going to get my head down. I shall see you in the morning.
2 in the morning, in the middle of complete silence, a strange sound broke through.
I don't know if you'll be able to hear, but there's definitely someone out there. Fuck's sakes. 2 seconds. Hello? I'll be honest with you, I feel like going.
Not a fox, not a wild boar. Something else. Something present. The feeling became so overwhelming that he packed up and left the moment daylight broke, leaving behind a fear he couldn't explain. But the real nightmare didn't begin until he got home and checked the footage from his hidden camera.
Early Thursday morning at 4:12 AM, this figure comes into view. Almost looks like it's trying to pull something down from a branch above, acting in a peculiar manner. Then the camera takes a further 2 still shots of it moving further off to the left-hand side of the woodland.
On his phone screen, a figure appeared. It didn't move like a normal person. Standing beneath a tree, it made strange, deliberate motions, like it was trying to pull something down from the branches above. So who or what was that figure? A disturbed trespasser? Or something that science still can't explain? The answer's still out there, buried beneath those rotting leaves, in a place even experienced hunters wouldn't dare return to. Another video, recorded in February 2021, shows how an ordinary evening for Jeff was suddenly interrupted by a sound so strange, even experienced outdoorsmen couldn't identify what it was. The temperature had dropped to 14 degrees below freezing. Jeff stepped outside to let his dog out, just like any other night. The air was still, only the wind moved, whistling through dry branches from the vast protected land behind his home, a stretch of swamp and dense forest that was nearly impossible to navigate. But that night, the silence felt different, heavier, unsettling. He slowly pointed the camera toward the pitch-black tree line, and then he froze, listening.
Where I'm pointed the camera, even though it's night, is basically conservation land. There's like a marshy pond river system out there, and all woods for quite a bit. There's some private homes, but really in a direct straight line, it's probably forest for a good chunk. And again, a lot of it's extremely difficult to get into. Oh. Oh. There it is again. That's what I heard when I first came out. That is terrifying.
It came again, a low echoing howl. But the most disturbing part wasn't the sound itself. It was what came after.
I've heard coyotes many times out here, all hours, from lone coyotes doing that long, like wolf type call to like a pack of coyotes yelping with a kill. Foxes, I know that they sound crazy. That is totally different. That was deep. Oh my God. Yeah. Tell me what that is.
The complete, unnatural silence of everything else. No insects, no movement, nothing. To this day, no one has been able to definitively identify what made that sound. Jeff's video ends with him retreating back inside, but the question still lingers, hanging in the freezing air of New England. If you're near a forest tonight, and you hear something that doesn't sound like a dog or anything human, don't try to figure out what it is, because by the time you hear it, it might have already been standing right behind you for a long time. On July 27th, 2019, out in a vast, dry desert, Jessa from Jessica J Vlogs was just hoping for some quiet time inside her van, away from the noise and pressure of everyday life. But from the very first hours, nothing went according to plan. A closed road forced Jessa and her friend Hannah onto unfamiliar back routes. No signs, no clear tracks, and no easy way back. The trip started with small problems. Getting lost, nearly stepping on a rattlesnake, and a sharp thorn piercing Jessa's foot.
There's all of these offshoots on the PCT. We've heard rumors that the PCT is hard to follow sometimes. I can see why. You see it? There it is. Oh, wow. That's a rattlesnake. Yeah. Oh my God, okay. Oh God, okay. Hannah. I don't like that.
Scare away me from a hike. Rattlesnakes everywhere under the rocks that you're hiking on.
Are you okay?
And then with all this snake talk and things, I got real paranoid. And when I felt the thorn go in, it felt like a bite. I was like, oh my God, I got bit by a rattlesnake. I was like, well, wait. Rattlesnakes' bites aren't the size of a splinter. Let's check to see if it's a thorn first. And it was just a thorn.
Oh.
I was not bitten by a rattlesnake.
After hours of struggling through rough terrain, they finally found a brief moment of peace by a clear lake in the middle of the desert.
She's getting ready to do it one more time. But she's letting herself get not freezing first.
But it didn't last. The way back was even worse. Steep slopes, slippery rocks, and strangers appearing out of nowhere, clearly taking an easier route, which only confirmed one thing: they had been lost the entire time.
Jessa would have liked this morning.
On the actually steep thing that we went down. Hey bud, I don't want to get in your way. That was one of the bigger ones I've seen. He was a cutie. Did someone mark this rock for me? It says, Live J. That should be our new motto. Live J. J. Have a J day. Ew. Okay, we're done.
By the time they returned to camp, exhaustion hit hard. They cleaned up, started preparing dinner, and that's when Jessa revealed the real reason they couldn't stay the night. A man had been lingering nearby earlier, watching them, refusing to leave, staying just long enough to make them feel uneasy. And now, he knew exactly where they were camping.
I'm really excited. I haven't had a good meal in a little bit, so I'm ready. I'm pumped. But unfortunately, I don't think we can park here tonight because there was this creepy guy and he was like, oh, you guys are so pretty, and you know, all that kind of stuff, and like wouldn't leave us alone. And now we don't really feel safe camping here because he knows we're here.
There was no time to cook, no room for exhaustion. They packed up immediately and drove off into the rough, unforgiving roads. Because sometimes it's better to lose sleep on a bad road than to stay in a perfect spot where something might already be waiting outside your door.